Hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peaks Peak. And today we're going to use the box blade to fix the hill going up to the top of Peaks Peak. It's gotten pretty washed out and rutted. We've had some pretty major gully washers over the last couple of months, and we got some big old holes to fill in. So we're going to put on the Titan 5-foot box blade and mosey on up the hill and get this thing lined out. Now, I will tell you, I should have picked a different spot to shoot my intro because I'm right here next to the old hog pen, and I dug out one of their feed pans last night and it stinks. Whew. Anyway, so I've only used this box blade a couple of times, and so yesterday I checked out Tony's tractor adventure to watch some of his tips so I could learn a few things. And I've tried to set it like he said, with the front of the rear blade pointed down just a little bit, and trying to just kind of, you know, skim up the hill and fill in all the ruts and all that. And I actually already made one pass up and down the hill, and it seems to be working pretty well. So hopefully I'm learning a few things and then getting a little bit better at this. But I'm real happy that I chose the 5-foot box blade. With a little bit of dirt in the bucket, I'm able to pull the 5-footer up this steep hill full of mud, and it does just fine. So it's gonna take me fewer trips up and down the hill to get this trail lined out. right, guys, well, we got the hill in pretty good shape. I filled in some like 1.5 foot deep ruts on the hill. The biggest hurdle or the biggest struggle I had is that the hill has a lot of great big flat rocks, and the box blade seems to flip those up and kind of spread them around the hill. And I didn't find a really good method for dealing with that other than getting off the tractor and just moving them out of the way, which we did some of. But I also, there at the end, I went ahead and turned these scarifiers upside down to get them out of the way so they would quit digging up more rocks, and started dragging dirt over the top and kind of trying to pack it in. And that seemed to work. I just about had the trail in shape, or as good as I wanted it at that point. So I'm going to try that a little bit more next time, but I'd be happy to hear some suggestions in the comments. If any of you are grading dirt paths that you don't want to spread gravel on and you run into this type of rock, how do you guys deal with it? But I will tell you, this hill is a little bit less than 1/4 mile long from top to bottom, and we have 200 feet of elevation change. So it's pretty steep, and it was slimy because it rained last night, and we were able to pull, I mean, box blade full of mud up that slimy hill. Now, we did have the bucket full of dirt for weight to get traction on the front wheels, and I used the diff lock quite a bit to do that. But you can definitely run the 5-foot box blade pretty well on this, and it gives you a little bit more coverage when you're going up and down. So I'm sure it saved me some time. But anyway, I'm gonna grab the 4-wheeler and I'm gonna run up and down the hill, kind of pack it in a little bit and check it out and see how well we did. So I'll share that with you, and we'll call it a day. Yes, we always run around with fishing poles and a tackle box on the 4-wheeler because we come up here several times a week to do that. But yeah, always have them strapped on here, ready to roll. Never know when you're gonna need to fish. All right, guys. I am pretty happy with the trail. That's about as good as it's ever been. Now, there's still a couple of rough spots where the big rocks, I didn't get them all covered with dirt and packed in, but we don't have the great big old gullies and everything. I mean, it was actually kind of tough to ride up and down on the tractor before because it was treacherous. But we got her pretty well smoothed out, so we get her packed in. And you know, we're coming into June here, and the rains will be slowing down, so I don't expect any major gully washers from here on out to wash it out. I say that, and we just had one last night, so you know, who knows. But you know, usually about this time of year it starts drying up, and so I figured I'd get the trail up into shape, and hopefully it won't wash out too bad again. But as you can see, the pond's nice and full because of the rains we've been having, so I'm real happy about that. But anyway, I've still got a lot to learn using the box blade, but I feel like I'm getting the hang of it, and I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I've got it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate you watching. Y'all have a good day.